Well, 1 second, everybody. Just getting this stuff together. Guys, if you can hear me nice and clear, let me know. All right. Well, this is your boy once again for the AHFL Midseason podcast. We are now currently in week 8 of the AHFL season 2. A lot of great games happening, a lot of users jockeying for position, a lot of users trying to stake their claim as far as division titles and Super Bowl championships and things like that go. So I'm gonna get you guys caught up to speed on what's currently going on in the league. Like I said, if there's an issue with my mic or my sound, let me know and I'll proceed to rectify it. But first, I'm gonna do like I do every beginning of the podcast, just fill you guys in on the new users that came in and the ones that's left, so you guys can understand what's going on as far as the users currently in the league. Now, new users, we got. I'm not sure if I think mentioned him before. Chiefs user, so we're gonna go skip past him. Well, we got the Raiders user just came in, and as you can see, he had an impressive win against his division foe. He is a diehard Raiders fan, and we always love that. We always love for the diehard fans to take control of their team in this league. We try to have it so 100% of the teams is controlled by diehard fans of that team. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work out that way. If you're not a diehard fan, we try to make it so that at least you have stick skills. So either diehard fan or stick skills. So you playing somebody that can either you know have skills or is a diehard fan of that team. So we got this Rams user who was in our sister league when we had it back when Madden 21 first started. We had two leagues. We had the main league AHFL and we had AHGL or something to that effect. We have since disbanded. Now he was in the sister league. When he was in the sister league, he made the playoffs. Now he's back using his Rams and doing quite impressive. He just won a game, his first game when he came into the league. Now he's winning this game that he's currently playing right now. If I can show you guys, 31-14 against the Vikings user. And this Vikings user is currently winning his division. So this Rams user, although he took the team over, when he took them over, they were 0-6. He is currently winning his second game in a row. So quite impressive for the Rams user. Shout out Rams user, man. Round of applause for you guy, man. A lot of people when you're searching for users, they're like, what's the record? We don't want a team with a bad record or anything like that. But this guy showing that he just wants to come in and compete. Took over a team at 0-6. Now he's currently winning the game that he's playing now, looking to win two in a row since he took over an 0-6 squad. I'm actually quite surprised that it's taken me this long to find a good Rams user because they arguably have the best defense on Madden. We know Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, a couple other guys in that secondary with 80 overall, above 80 overalls. And, it's a team, defense wins championships, especially in this league, especially in Madden. So, he's back. So people out there in that NFC West, look out. You guys got some more competition coming. I know 49ers and Seahawks, they both made the playoffs last year, and they're obviously the class of that division. You got some more comp in your division headed your way, Rams user. So that's going to be interesting to have three teams battling with each other, looking to see who is the top dog in that division. Now, moving on, just to get you guys caught up to speed on what's going on in the league as far as games wise. I think I have 2 or 3 weeks to review with you guys. I have to look at some of these games to make sure I haven't already reviewed. Let me look at my game. I think I already reviewed this game. So we'll start at week 6. Okay. Um, this was a sim, obviously. And we had this Miami Dolphins user who lost again. Although it was a quite impressive showing by his offense, he was really struggling on offense before this game. I don't think he scored more than 2 touchdowns in one game, as far as on offense concerned. But as you can see here, he exploded, so he's getting better. And we just hope that that continues so that he can be a threat with those Dolphins. The Dolphins have a very good defense. So if he continues to get better on offense, maybe the offense can match that defense and he can become a threat within this league. I know in the group chat, he keeps bothering me about taking another team. And I'm like, yo, this is his second team that he jumped to. He's still fairly new. And this is his second team that he jumped to. So we won't be, yeah, no more jumping to other teams, man. You got to make it work with this team for real. You just can't jump to another team when you're struggling with one team. Get in your brain, get in practice mode, make it work, man, and be a threat in this league. When things are not going your way, you can't keep jumping teams, like I said. So, just keep doing what you're doing to get better with them Dolphins. Now we had Jacksonville. This was a surprise, man. Putting up 47 points against his division rival, the Tennessee Titans. Jacksonville. We know that they don't have the best roster. He is a diehard Jacksonville Jaguar fan, so shout out to Elfin Jet. But he did come away with an impressive win against his division rival. Put up 47 points against the Tennessee Titans. So and we had Cleveland just beating the crap out of Chicago 49-7. We had this was a sim, and I won barely against this Chiefs user. This Chiefs user is a fairly new user. He hasn't been with us since the beginning of the season. He came in a couple, like maybe about game 3 or something like that, 3 or 4. I started off, I was up big in this game. And then he came back. He came back on me, and I scored a winning touchdown. No, I scored a touchdown late in the game. He got the ball back last possession of the game, drove all the way down the field, and I stopped him on a pass in the end zone. I was in man too deep, and I used the middle linebacker because I knew in man too deep. By seeing what he does, um, in the game, I know when you're in man too deep, he likes to go towards the middle. So I used the middle linebacker. I just basically covered the middle, and the last pass into the end zone was incomplete. So it was a great game, and I definitely commended him for not giving up when I got up big. He battled back, and he made it a ball game. So shout out to him. San Francisco just straight up demolishing Arizona 36-7. These guys had a close game earlier in the season where San Francisco barely won, but he just showed that that was basically a fluke and just came out and spanked him. So he won his second game against his division rival this year. So, repping God is a commissioner in the league. And Smooth is fairly new. He came in about game 2, game 3 of this year. So, he still has some ways to go as far as improvement. Now the Chargers basically blew out the Denver Broncos 52-20. 5-star hustler doing this thing once again with the Los Angeles Chargers, putting up 52 points. I know they had a close game last season 1. I was hoping that well, not hoping, but Denver Broncos wasn't able to build off that close game, and he got spanked. Now, the New England Patriots beat the Carolina Panthers 38-24. These two teams are currently leading their division, and that's what happened there. Tampa Bay, this user switched to Tampa Bay, I believe, game 2, and he's been super impressive with them. As you can see, he beat the Falcons 30-6. So let's move on to week 7. Now, in week 7, I straight up lost to the Cleveland Browns, 35-17. Jameis Winston threw a whole bunch of interceptions. I had a crucial interception in the third quarter. I made a bad read. I should have threw it short, but I basically panicked, and that was the play of the game. But he came out, he battled. This is his second one in a row against me, so he basically's got my number. He beat me last in season one. I think it was the last game of the season. So this guy's I feel like he's a above average user. Just looking at the games that he's played in the league, but for some reason he has my number. So man, shout out to him. He's definitely doing his thing. As far as kicking my ass. So hey, I'm gonna have to step my game up if I want to beat those Brownies. So just going down the list, Seattle Seahawks beat the beat the Houston Texans. He put up 63 points. That's a lot of points to be given up. And the Baltimore Ravens beat the Denver Broncos 28-3. We all know Bones Kruger, who is currently undefeated, doing his thing with his favorite team, the Baltimore Ravens. And spanked the different Broncos. Super Nate's not having his best season this year, so hopefully he doesn't get too frustrated and he's able to right the shit. Practice mode, just stay confident. Just be a little bit more diverse in your offensive play calling. There's a lot of things out there in these playbooks, RPOs and everything like that, man. So obviously what you're doing isn't working now, man. So just hit the practice mode, man, and come up with a different offensive game plan so that you can be competitive, man. So you don't end up scoring 3 points. Baltimore lost Lamar Jackson in the beginning of the game, and he still was able to win with his backup, which is, you would think that if a team you loses their best player, you may be able to keep it close or pull it off. So, that might be a sign, man. So I know you're in another league and you're an adult and I'm sure you have a busy life. So just try to find some time for that practice mode, man, so you can definitely get in the playbook and just get creative with your play calling and look for some different plays and things like that. We're not going to be too long tonight. I do have work in the morning, so I'm just going down the list of games and just giving my opinion where I see fit. Now we got Dallas beat Kansas City 42-35. I think these two guys are in another league together. I heard them say talking in the group chat, and Dallas is like, "You're probably going to beat me again." So I think they played in another league. I'm not sure, but when I was watching the game, Kansas City was up. Dallas ended up coming back. A lot of points were scored in this game, 42-35. From what I've seen from this Kansas City user, he has a lot of work to do on the defensive end. So, we know that Chiefs got a dope offense as far as players. They're able to make plays. Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Mecole Hardman, and everything like that. So this user definitely needs to work on his defense, get his defense together so it can match his offense, and he'll be championship caliber. Now, Arizona lost to the Rams 52-44. This was Rams users' first game in this league and just basically whooped up on him, put a lot of points on the board on the offensive end. And going down the list, the Chargers beat the Raiders 41-0. I mean, shut out. I really haven't seen a shutout in a while, but he ended up shouting out. This was this Raiders user's first game in the league. And the group chat, he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to come back, man. Next game, I'm going to spank you." So we see this shit talking. We love it. Just as long as your work ethic matches your shit talking and the practice mode or doing whatever you got to do to get better, we will love that even more because we love competitiveness. No easy games, like I always say, especially when you're division rival. So, the good thing about it is he's a diehard Raiders fan. I'm sure he don't want to have his Raiders looking ass, and he's going to do what he can stake his claim to that AFC West. Now, the 49ers smacked up on the Jacksonville Jaguars 36-10. So this Jacksonville Jaguars user wasn't able to follow up the win the week before this with another win. which would have kept him in striking distance in that AFC South, losing to the 49ers 36 to 10. We got Washington, who's currently having an impressive season after going to the playoffs in season one. We know he's rocking with a below average quarterback in Dwayne Haskins, but currently this season, this Washington user is undefeated. So shout out Lil Leach doing this thing with the Washington football team. Now, Colts beat the Titans 38 to 24. Early in the season, the Tennessee Titans beat the Colts. So Colts came back for the revenge and was able to tie it up as far as their head-to-head battles this season. Now, this was another sim. So we're currently in week 8. We'll take a look at some of the games that's already been played. Impressive win by the Dallas Cowboys, who won a second in a row against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay was hot, but Dallas threw some water on those flames and was able to come away with the win, putting up 40 points as we take a look at who balled out. Just basically did his thing running the ball and throwing the ball. Tampa Bay had 5 turnovers. The Dallas is none. So that right there what contributed to the way the score was. 1 second, guys. All right. So, and I lost to Cincinnati last night. We played our game. I was super tired, man. I get up super early for work, 4:30, but that's no excuse. The Cincinnati user, he beat me. He beat me good too. I was winning 7-0. I was driving, I had the ball like the 7, and I threw an interception in the red end zone. And he tried to take it out and got tackled at the 1. He then proceeded to drive 99 yards on me, and that basically was the ball game right there. All the momentum just sucked out. I was about to either go up 10-0 or 14-0. He intercepted the ball. I was trying something new, basically, as far as my reads go. I had a halfback screen call, and I normally when I call a halfback screen, I normally just throw it to the running back. But this time I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep my eye on the tight end running the street, and if he's open, I'm gonna throw it to him. If not, then I'm gonna come back to the running back. So I hiked it. Jameis Winston threw it off his back foot. I can't recall if I directional passed it or not, but I know I needed to directional pass it, but I didn't. The tight end, after I looked at the film, the tight end was so fucking open, man. Like, but Jameis Winston threw it the only place where a defender was. The tight end was so open. And if I would have threw the screen, I'd have probably scored or on the screen, or at least it wouldn't have been intercepted. But anyway, it was, and he proceeded to drive the ball. And shout out to him, man, and to drive the ball 99 yards on my defense. I usually have one of the top defenses in the league, and to do that, that was super dope, man, and that was definitely clutch. And one thing I could say about this user, he definitely stuck with the running game. He was really patient running the ball. He didn't hit me for no big runs, but it was like 4 yards here, 5 yards there, 3 yards here. He was just being super patient with it. I'm normally impatient with the running game. Like if I'm getting like 3 yards and 4 yards and things like that, it's kind of hard for me to stick with it. But I know that that's something I need to do because of the way my offense is set up. I don't really have any game breakers at the wide receiver position, and my quarterback is Jameis Winston, and he's just decent until if I'm able to upgrade him. So that was basically the situation. I got a lot of work to do if I want to beat this user when we play later on in the season. Hopefully, I can redeem myself. I kind of got a grasp on how he plays offense, so I need to make the proper adjustments to maybe counter some of the things he do so that I can come away with the win next time. Now, just going down, this Giants user, he was having his struggles this season, but he came away with the win, 48 to 38, putting up a lot of points. This game, like I said, Denver's user is really struggling. This is Super Nate. He normally doesn't struggle this badly. So hopefully, with him struggling this badly, he's able to right the ship and get it together so he can be back to his old self. I know it's kind of hard in that division when the best user in the league basically resides in it. But anything is possible, man. Just as long as your work matches your motivation. So then we got those Raiders user bouncing back from a humiliating win the week before against the Chargers, showing that hey, he's in this league to compete and just do his thing. Winning against the Chiefs, 33-30. I watched a little bit of this game towards the end. It was a dope game. These two users definitely battled, and you can tell that they're diehard fans of their teams. They both of them wanted it. Chiefs. Anybody could have won this game. Chiefs could have won. Raiders could have won, but in the end, Raiders drove down the field for a last-second field goal. So he came away clutch. Now, like I said, I'm not gonna be too long. It's really taking a lot out of me to do this podcast, and I am super duper tired. But I'm gonna get back to my regularly scheduled podcast, which normally happens Saturday around 8, 9 o'clock. So we're gonna rock it then, and I have a lot more for you guys as far as giving out my awards and the top 5 users and things like that. I just want to get you guys caught up on the games that have been played week 7 and 8. And this is the Steelers Guru for the AHFL Midseason podcast. Check us out this Saturday. I'll put something in the group chat. It'll be 8 or 9 o'clock. And I will see you guys then. Peace.